Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Crypto Fire Chat. I'm JMS, the DeFi Wizard, and I thought we'd just have a little discussion about how not to be a degen, right? Or maybe we want to be a degen. I don't know. Maybe degens are kind of cool. But anyways, I think we should kind of just chat a little bit about, like, what is the actual degen strategy? And I don't know, let's talk about being a degen for a little bit. Maybe you want to be a degen, maybe you don't. Let's figure it out. And then I'm going to go through the top decentralized reserve currencies. We can talk about how we can degen into some of these, or not degen into some of these different reserve currencies. So this seems to be like the highest play, right? These are like $1 million, billion dollar decisions that are at stake right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna be counting down the top OHM Forks on each mainnet chain. Which of these OHM Forks, these DRCs, Decentralized Reserve Currencies, should we get involved with? How much money should we be throwing at these? Let's just go into a little bit how to not degen, buying strategies for DRCs, Decentralized Reserve Currency, DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization, OHM Forks. And what are those? We're going to go into them. Why are decentralized reserve currencies the future? Why are they going to be what makes us the most money going forward? And how we're all going to become incredibly, ridiculously, filthy rich like a good degen. Now, before go any further, disclaimer, nothing in this video is to be construed as financial advice. The views and opinions shared in this video for entertainment purposes only. Do not buy anything because we talk about it. Do your own research. Crypto and decentralized finance are highly speculative and volatile, and you could lose all your money. So we're going degen. We're getting super degen here. Let's actually look at what does CoinGecko say about degen. Shorthand for degenerate. Degen trading or degen mode is when a trader does trading without due diligence and research, aping into signals and FOMO into pumps. A degen trader does not know about metrics like FDV or TVL, nor do they care. They'll buy because the asset logo looks cute, or because the slogan is memeable, or because some twit famous anime girl on the internet says she's looking into crypto and the first two shill comments gets more likes than the others. So essentially, a degen trader buys into an asset not because they see value, rather they do so with the belief that others will join in after them and speculate on the price swings. All right, so we're gonna try to not be degen, but also at the same time, maybe like degen is kind of cool. Like, so I mean, the degen, that's the guy that any girl will want. He's very smart, very good at drawing and painting. Everyone wants to be around a degen. Don't get on his bad side or you'll regret it. If you are degen's girlfriend, you are very lucky. Damn, degen, you're so cute. Just picking through some of these urban dictionaries. So what's the slang around degen? A degenerate individual characterized by a willingness to decline in financial, mental, and physical health on an ongoing basis, often by means of his or her chosen party favor. A degen is one step above the Darrow or derelict in the scale of madness. Skaz Walker crawled out from under his mini-skip after sacking a fistful of tac-tacs and a skinful of tang. He's the ultimate degen. We're gonna go through some charts and look at some super degen, some projects you're gonna want to degen into in a little bit. But first, I just want to share more about the legend of the degener. So there's many variants of a degener. to be very aggressive in everything one does, to go all out with any simple or complicated task, to learn the hard way, to figure out anything that needs to be figured out. So these degens, they're gonna ape into these opportunities, and maybe sometimes they get they get that first mover's advantage, and it goes super well for them, and everyone wants to be degen's girlfriend. But sometimes degen has to learn the hard way, and maybe if you just spend a little time looking at some charts, doing some TA, doing some research on the communities that some of these projects are behind. So take this example. John wanted to save 30 cents on a bolt he needed, so he drove all the way to Canada, where he found the same bolt online for 24 cents. John pulled a degen. So sometimes you might be looking around at one of these projects and you're thinking, oh, maybe I can save a little money here, maybe I can get a little bit money more here, but the whole process might not even be worth it if you're only saving a few cents, right? But if you put all that time in it, sometimes that could make you a degen or two. So in effing computer science, retard, all losers, short for degenerate F, no style, spotty, wears glasses, plays on their computer all day. All computer science students are degens. Sorry, I gotta put my degen glasses on yet. Yeah, I think we're definitely degens. So, not saying that a degen is a bad thing. I think all of us have had times where we've been degens, but there's also a certain appeal to being a degen as well. So if you are a degen, no worries. But so degen or D to regen, to temporarily become a degenerate due to partaking in gambling activity in the attempt to regenerate some will to live. Dude, I'm totally effing broke and pathetic waste of life. I think it's time to degen to regen. I don't know if you've ever felt like that, you just need to you got nothing else left to lose, so just full degen mode, just go totally all in it. So let's look at some of these top networks here that we have. So we're looking at Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Solana, Avalanche, Polygon MATIC, Crypto.com Coin, CRO, the Cronos chain, Fantom, and Harmony One. Those are the blockchains where I see things that are really developing on them. There's communities starting to grow there. Those are where the different decentralized apps, the dApps that are starting to arise on. So I'm looking at a strategy of how do we get money printed for us in all of those different currencies. How can we get a decentralized, an autonomous organization that can we can put in liquidity and then it will just turn out for us profits over and over again for infinity. You act as a liquidity provider, and then as people trade in that liquidity through the DAO and the decentralized exchange. So as long as you stay staked and more people continue to participate in this reserve currency by submitting bonds and minting, and then these different reserve currencies can be used for different things. So we want to get involved in the reserve currencies of all these top networks, but let's just stay focused. I really want to stay focused on Harmony One, Fantom, Avalanche, and the Binance Smart Chain. Those are the top 4 projects that I'm the most bullish on, and I think are kind of the coolest areas to hang out in the metaverse. So Ethereum is great, but gas fees are way too hard, to do anything with. Solana it has potential. It's cool. It's a completely different chain, so you can't fork things right onto it. Everything has to be done from scratch on Solana. And some cool games could come out on there in the future. But where things are really happening is on the Avalanche network. I think Avalanche network is coming in super strong right now, and so many great projects coming out there. Polygon MATIC, you know, wants to be cool, wants to be there. I think if some people have some MATIC and they don't know what to do with it, we can talk about that. Same with CRO, is just kind of starting off. It's like it's a corporate Singapore group, kind of maybe like similar to Binance, but CRO is just starting off, so go Cronos. And then Fantom is like where all the cool kids hang out. So we definitely got to talk about some Fantom projects. And then Harmony is like the underdog there. That's just like the fastest, cheapest, like most awesome community ever that I really think has some of the biggest potential to grow moving forward. So let's take a look at Bitcoin here. It's continuing to dump below 50,000. I don't think we're gonna see that like big bull run to the end of the year that people were hoping, like, yeah, it's gonna go to 100K by the end of the year, and then people were like, dude, if it goes to 75K, like, we're gonna sell. And then I think everyone was just like, oh, like, if we just pump Bitcoin, people are just gonna sell and it's gonna dump. So I think it's kind of just gonna, you know, it might go a little lower down to, could even test like 42,000 perhaps. And then we might see a little pump to the end of the year. Might see like a little action, but I don't think it's going to go parabolic. And I think that's good because that gives us more time to get into these altcoins. Because until Bitcoin pumps, usually these altcoins aren't going to pump. So let's just kind of watch Bitcoin, and as long as Bitcoin's dumping and not really doing much, we have time to get into our favorite altcoin picks. So let's take this time until Bitcoin pumps to, well, what I'm going to be doing is to get strengthen my positions in these DRCs, these different decentralized reserve currencies, and try to get as big a position in at least kind of 4 along the Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Fantom, and Harmony, and maybe a little on Sol and CRO. Might skip Polymatic, but first off, let's take a look at Ethereum. So what's our big daddy here doing? OlympusDAO. Currently sitting at a 2,926,000,000 market cap, so almost 3 billion. I think it was at 3 billion earlier. If you probably check back, it's probably going to be at 3 billion again. I just took these snapshots earlier today, so don't take these as where it is right now. You want to go check out the charts for all of this stuff yourself, because you know it's going to be different. So it's currently sitting at a market price of $512.56. So it's about 3 or 4 times the backing price of 128.36. So it's still a little inflated there. It still could come all the way down to its backing price at 128. But we'll see if people pick it up again and start moving with it. They just added oily zaps, so now you can bond straight into being staked and you don't have to pay that additional gas fee. So I think, you know, Olympus still kind of only makes sense if you're going to be spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars. If you're investing that much and you want to be contributing to the DAO of Ethereum and building the reserve currency on Ethereum, you know, here's your play. It's got a runway of 309 days, so that'll take you all year with that APY. And we can see this continuing to dump as well. We'll see if it goes all the way down to its backing price. Sitting here already down, you know, testing that 500 limit, but it's going to continue to go lower. So if you're on the lookout for this, again, I wouldn't get involved in this unless you're like at least $10,000 plus. Maybe throw $1,000 in there, but remember, gas will be about $300 on Ethereum now. So let's get off of Ethereum and let's go over to the smart chain where we got Binance. Yeah. So nothing I'm talking about in this video is sponsored by me. I mean, they're none of them are sponsoring me, except for BNB Energy. We got a community deal going on here. because we want to be able to just print money on the internet. If we can just print BNB is great because it pretty much works. You can pretty much buy anything with BNB. It's great. It's super tradable. So we want a way that we can just get BNB. So we have this smart contract here, and what's lit about this contract is that it's secure and audited. It's been audited by Certic and Hayes. Both companies that I trust and believe in can do great audits, so the code is solid. And all you got to do is look at the contract balance there. It's see if it has enough BNB there to pay out what you're looking for, and you start at 3% daily, and then it's a little game, and every day you compound and it goes up 2% until it goes up to 20%. So it takes 10 days to get up to 20%, and then you'll be making 20% daily off of the BNB that you enter in. So it's a nice little printer there. You can get your BNB there, and if you use my affiliate link down below, then a portion of that goes to help out the community here, and we get to continue to do awesome things for you. And if you like to chill and build a team and community, you can do that with BNB Energy. You can earn up to 20% daily on your BNB. Our other BNB printer is over here on the Drip network here. It's the faucet that you can get access to. So if you just have any BNB just laying around, any spare change, you can throw it into this and you'll get 1% daily off of it for 365%. And what's cool about this is we have team airdrops. So if you're involved, even if you just put some change in there, you'll be eligible for these airdrops, and we can start dripping some drip into your account. And drip is actually going up in price. So it was about $20 a little bit ago. It's almost up to $30. I think it's going to go up to $100 at the end of the year, and then you can trade your drip for BNB. And it is Binance, so gas fees is like $1 or $2. So if you're getting 1% a day, you might want to put more than $100 in there. So every day when you compound, it's going to be like $1, so you want it to be more than $1. It's kind of how it works, but it's all right. You can save up your drips as long as you want. So Jade, the OHM fork that's just better, currently sitting at an APY of 4,772,124,352%. It's got a market cap already of 348 million. So OHM is almost 3 billion, but this is almost 350 million. That's not messing around. That's definitely the biggest reserve currency on the Binance Smart Chain. So the Fair Fork Foundation, these guys are putting this on. They're also working this smart coin, the smarter coin you're able to use to participate in their Fair Launch Foundation, which is going to be the launch pad for AVAX. So Jade Protocol is going to be the reserve currency for the AVAX launch pad by the Fair Launch Foundation. And these guys have been audited by RugDoc, so you can see they're fully doxed. I think this is the only OHM fork besides OlympusDAO that has gone through an audit. So currently just around 4 times over its backing price. But I think the sentiment around Jade is not to sell. If you participate in any of their AMAs, they're super vocal. Join their Discord and their Telegram. The crew comes in, does AMAs all the time. Awaken with John Ray does a great job of going over them on YouTube, and they're really fostering the community about 3-3 and people staying staked and not selling, because you need to go through a staking process once you put your money in to have it vest. It could be 4.7 billion % APY, but you gotta wait a whole year for that. And in the meantime, it might go down and up and around and do all this as more people get in, and the whole process of how people buy and sell and a market grows. But if everyone comes in and just stakes, then the price is only going to go up. So they're trying to teach people this, that the way we can all win the most is by 3-3. You stake, I stake. And we could talk more about that game theory strategy later. But they're actually doing airdrops off of wallet reputation. So what Jade does that's super unique is they look at wallet reputation, and if you hold and you stake and you do not sell, you get airdropped in BUSD, and you don't even have to keep that airdrop staked. You can use that BUSD on whatever you want, or you can buy more. But that's cool that they actually reward you. They're like, stay staked, you can continue getting your APY, but it will reward you in BUSD. And I think they're going to do that every week. So if you go a whole week without selling, then you get your BUSD. So pretty lit project. I think this is going to be huge. I think the whole point of this is they want a lot of people to become billionaires, so then they can teach them how to be VCs and invest in these upcoming projects that's going on the Fair Launch Foundation. So let's just look at what Jade is doing right now. It's pumping. I think try to get a good price while you can, but the sentiment here is really not for people to sell because of those airdrops I just mentioned. So with that kind of sentiment, it's just like, why would the price go down? It seems like this coin may be able to continue pumping even while all the other coins are dumping, because people want those airdrops for not selling. It's kind of a great idea. So the Fair Launch Foundation, these guys, they're also have the Smarter coin. So you can get this coin and you can make an LP of it with Avalanche, and you can deposit your LP token. That's so if you have an Avalanche and the Smart Coin LP token, so people can trade their Avalanche and get smart, you get paid out in this Smarter coin. It's like a farm coin, and the APR goes up by 1% every minute, and it's been running for a couple weeks. So until this countdowns how many days there's left, you're going to continue to earn a higher APR as they're minting these coins. Now what's going to happen as they're minting these coins, like, you're going to get a high payout. It's a really high APR, but this is what happens to the coin. So as it's minted, it continues to go down in value, but you continue to get more and more and more of it. So it's a really interesting strategy. But this isn't the final price of the coin. This is just what happened as the coin is being minted. So when the game begins and the timer goes down, then the Fair Launch Foundation is going to launch their launchpad on Avalanche, and you'll be able to trade your Smarter coins in for Fair Launch Foundation tokens and participate in their launchpad, and then get in on these, get these first mover advantages on these epic new projects launching over there. That Jade is the reserve currency for. So super interesting project. I think this is a great idea. So let's hop over to the metaverse side of Binance, and let's look at what's the reserve currency for the metaverse and GameFi doing. Now, here the current APY is 606,562%. They got a total value locked of $76 million in there, 476,656, and the treasury balance is at $24,551,659. So this market cap, it's sitting there at an $84 million market cap, right below 100 mil. And I think right when you get to 100 mil, that's kind of a tipping point in market cap, don't you think? And then it chases up to a billion. So the market price, it's still pretty cheap. It's only about 3 times above the backing price, so it's not super inflated yet. And the runway is what's amazing about this, is this one has the longest runway. It's 1,070 days that it can sustain its APY. So that's super lit. So remember, the metaverse, these are the guys from Olympus. This is the actual OlympusDAO team that came over to the Binance Smart Chain and were like, okay, like, you know, we understand we got those high gas fees on Ethereum. Binance Smart Chain is the place to be. So this is actually part of the Olympus team doing this. So you know they're going to do it perfect, and they can actually improve on the protocol and what they've done with Olympus. So let's check out their calculator. So if you get 1 meta right now and you stake it, it's like $313, and it drops all the way down to its floor price, which is $89, right? It loses all of its values. It completely drops all the way down to its floor. In 90 days, you'll have $759. It'll at least double, right? What about 180 days? You'll have $6,470. And in 365 days, you would have $529,026. You'd have $250,000 from a $313 investment. Even if the price tanks all the way down to its floor price, if you just keep 3 staked for 365 days, you'll have $500,000 according to this calculator. So if you put 2 in, same scenario, then you'd have $1 million. So let's say the price stays the same, keeps the current price, and you just put in 1. 90 days, you'll have $2,666. 180 days, you'll have $22,810. 365 days, it's $1,880,000, 826. Yeah. And then if you had 2, it'd be 3 million, 3.7 mil. But what if the price 10x's? Then that's 37 mil. Yeah. Off of a $623 investment. If the price 10x and you stay staked in 365 days, 37 mil. So how is this possible? How is APY calculated? So APY is calculated from the reward yield. This is the rebase rate, the rate at which the coin rebases for you as a reward for staying staked. So it uses the following equation. APY equals 1 plus the reward yield to the, and then it's raised to the power. In the case of Meta, it's raised to the power of 8,760 because a rebase happens 24 times daily with Metaverse Pro. So in Olympus and Jade, it only happens 3 times a day, every 8 hours, which is the standard for most of these OHM Forks. But with Metaverse Pro, you compound 24 times a day. So it allows you to start earning those rewards a lot sooner, so things compound a lot faster. So consider there's 365 days in a year. This would give a rebase frequency of 365 times 24, because there's 24 rebases a day, and this equals 8,760. So the reward yield is determined by the following equation. You get the reward yield, and this equals the amount of meta distributed, or the coin in question, divided by the amount of the coin that you have total staked. So the number of meta distributed to the staking contract is calculated from the meta total supply using the following equation. Meta distributed equals meta total supply times the reward rate. Note that the reward rate is subject to change by the protocol. So for example, it's been revised due to the latest proposal. So what is APY? APY stands for annual percentage yield. It measures the real rate of return on your principal by taking into account the effect of compounding interest. So in the case of Metaverse Pro, your staked meta represents your principal and the compound interest is added periodically on every epoch. There's 2,200 Ethereum blocks, or around 8 hours. That would be in the case of OlympusDAO. So thanks to the rebase mechanism. One interesting fact about APY is that your balance will grow not linearly, but exponentially over time, assuming a daily compounding interest of 2%. If you start with a balance of 1 meta on day 1, after a year, your balance will grow to about 1,377. That is a lot. The power of compounding. So look at this chart here. Imagine most people, they want to get out of their investment after like a couple days or like a week, 90 days. They're like, I want to get out. But look, it doesn't even start to take off until around 200 days. And then look how fast it explodes from day 200 past day 365. It was parabolic. It's like the only word I can use to describe this. So why does the price of Meta become irrelevant in the long term? As illustrated above, your Meta balance, and this goes for all coins that we're going to be talking about here that are these decentralized reserve currency DAOs, your Meta balance will grow exponentially over time thanks to the power of compounding. Let's say you buy 1 meta for $400 now, and the market decides that in 1 year time, the intrinsic value of meta will be $2. Assuming a daily compound interest rate of 2%, your balance would grow to about 1,377 meta by the end of the year, which is worth around 2,754. That is a cool 2,354 profit. By now, you should understand that you are paying for a premium for meta now in exchange for a long-term benefit. Thus, you should have a long time horizon to allow your meta balance to grow exponentially and make this a worthwhile investment. This goes for all OHM Forks that we're talking about. So what will be Meta's intrinsic value in the future? This is not clear. It's not a clear answer for this, because the intrinsic value can be determined by the treasury performance. For example, if the treasury could generate to back every meta with 100 BUSD, the intrinsic value will be 100 BUSD. It can also be decided by the DAO. For example, if the DAO decides to raise the price floor of meta, its intrinsic value will rise accordingly. So the DAO would be people who have governance can vote on these different procedures. So how does the protocol manage to maintain the high staking APY? Let's say the protocol targets an APY range of 1,000 to 10,000%, for example. This would translate to a minimum reward yield of about 0.2105%, or a daily growth of about 0.6328% if it was compounding 3 times. Like, this is the percentage for OlympusDAO right now. You get about 6% a day. Please refer to the equation that we just went over and learn how APY is calculated from the reward yield. So if there are 100,000 of meta staking right now, the protocol will need to mint an additional 632.8 meta to achieve this daily growth. This is achievable if the protocol can bring in at least 632.80 cents of daily revenue from the bond sales. So even if the protocol doesn't bring in that much revenue, it can still sustain 1,000% APY for a considerable amount of time. So this is where we can see the runway, when we look at the runway to see how long that APY can be sustained for due to the excess reserve in the treasury. So how does it work? So at a high level, Metaverse Pro consists of its protocol managed treasury, protocol owned liquidity, POL, bond mechanism, staking rewards, what are designed to control supply expansion. Bond sales generate profit for the protocol, and the treasury uses the profit to mint meta and distribute them to stakers. With liquidity bonds, the protocol is able to accumulate its own liquidity. So check out the entry below on the importance of POL. So you understand owning its own liquidity. The protocol owns its own liquidity. This is DeFi 2.0. This is how all of these decentralized reserve currency works. So what is the deal with 3.3 and 1.1? This is the game theory. Since the protocol is it's decentralized and it's autonomous, it's all of us as the community that gets to really decide where the project goes. So we have this game theory. So 3.3 is the idea that if everyone cooperated in Metaverse Pro, or whichever DAO you're using, it would generate the greatest gain for everyone. From a game theory standpoint, so currently there are 3 actions a user can take. There's staking, and you get +2. There's bonding, you get +1. There's selling, and you get -2. So staking and bonding are considered beneficial to the protocol, while selling is considered detrimental. Staking and selling will also cause a price move, while bonding does not. We consider buying meta from the market as a prerequisite for staking, thus causing a price move. If both actions are beneficial, the actor who moves price also gets half of the benefit, +1. If both actions are contradictory, the bad actor who moves price gets half of the benefit, +1, while the good actor who moves price gets half of the downside, -1. If both actions are detrimental, which implies both actors are selling, they both get half of the downside, -1. Thus given 2 actors, all scenarios of what they could do and the effect of the protocol are shown here. So we have 3.3, which is we both stake, everybody wins, and then you have the different scenarios. Sell, -3, -3, everybody loses, right? So if we both stake, 3.3 is the best thing for us and the protocol. 3 + 3 = 6. If one of us stakes and the other one bonds, it's also great because staking takes meta off of the market and puts it into the protocol, while bonding provides liquidity with BUSD for the treasury. 3 + 1 = 4. It could be BUSD, it could be any one of these different stable coins that we're using. When one of us sells, it diminishes effort of the other one who's staking. So it's 1 - 1 = 0. When we both sell, it creates the worst outcome for both of us and the protocol. -3, -3 = -6. So, degens do not give a flying F about any of this. They just want to ape in, you know what, I'm not going to read anything, alright, never sell it. So why do we need these decentralized reserve currencies like Metaverse Pro, these different reserve currencies for these different things on the internet with the blockchain? What are we doing? So dollar pegged stable coins, like we've all seen, they've become an essential part of crypto due to their lack of volatility as compared to tokens such as Bitcoin and Ether. So users are comfortable with transacting using stable coins, knowing that they hold the same amount of purchasing power today versus tomorrow. But this is a fallacy. The dollar is controlled by the US government and the Federal Reserve. This means a depreciation of dollar also means a depreciation of these stable coins. So what happens if the dollar loses 80% of its value and we're using the stable coin? That's greatly going to affect all of us here trying to use these cryptos. So the Metaverse Pro and what these decentralized reserve currencies are doing is they're aiming to solve this by creating a free-floating reserve currency meta that's backed by a basket of assets. So by focusing on supply growth rather than price appreciation, Metaverse Pro hopes that Meta can function as a currency that's able to hold its purchasing power regardless of market volatility. So here's 2 decentralized reserve currencies. So this is what happens when I try to log into my bank. I'm trying to use my mobile app and access my bank, and I get this maintenance mode. I don't like this. This is why I do not want to use my bank. So when MidasDAO has a maintenance mode, if it needs to like deal with its fleek or whatever, it's got a backup for its backup. You understand? Like, you can go into their Discord and they're running backups there. Like, the website won't go down, but my bank, I'm trying to get money out, and you know, whatever, it's 2 a.m. and they're like in maintenance mode. I'm buying things on the internet at 2 a.m. I need to like access my app. So DRCs. This is what happened when I tried to get my money out of Binance. Something went wrong. A portion of your assets have been locked and are currently unable to be withdrawn. Please check your fiat deposit history to see exactly when this lock expires. So I like to just like buy my crypto and then take it off the exchange and do whatever I want with it. But these exchanges, like, they need your crypto, because you know, they like to spot trade or do arbitrage, or I don't know what they're doing with it, but they like to hold their coins. Like, they like to have their coins in their treasury. They're like, come on, 3-3 with us, bro. I'm like, no, I want my coins off. So at least with decentralized, you know, with DeFi and using decentralized exchanges and these DAOs, like, at least you can take your money out. You don't have this central exchange like Binance being like, actually, we want to like keep your money for like another week. So yeah, it's been like 10 days, I think. So Metaverse Pro, it follows the tokenomics of MidasDAO. So let's just make sure we understand these tokenomics of how these DAO protocols work. So we're looking at Meta as an example because this is the MidasDAO team and they did a really great job in their docs. So this is kind of the lead example here. So this works for any of these DAO coins. So each Meta is backed by risk-free treasury assets. The protocol has access to the mint function, but nobody else does. The protocol issues and burns tokens in reaction to price changes. Meta is not rebased. On the contrary, when necessary, new supply is minted and then released directly into the market, or supply is repurchased directly from the market and then burned. This allows for a true and accurate backing by the BUSD or other stablecoin value that's held in the treasury. So this is the technology. This is the gene. This is why this DeFi 2.0, and it's going to be these protocols that are going to be moving forward in the future. And if any coin out there doesn't have a smart protocol like this, it's falling behind. It's not 2.0 yet. 3.0 is when the OHM Fork protocol and the decentralized exchange become the same thing. Now these DAOs are acting as reserve currencies in partnership with these decentralized exchanges, but look for how the decentralized exchange and the DAO connect in the future. So the core principle, when Meta is less than the backed per Meta, the protocol buys back and burns Meta. When Meta is greater than the backed per Meta, the protocol, it offers discounts so that you can mint and it sells new Meta. The protocol can generate income by way of price adjustments, which in turn allows the value of assets held in the treasury to rise steadily. All assets held in the treasury can generate income, and within certain risk limits, can be used in more complex operations and combinations so as to achieve superior capital efficiency. I think what they might be hinting at is offering their liquidity as a service so that protocols can own their own liquidity. Maybe some auto farming. Anyways, thus, with treasury assets continuing to appreciate in value, the reliability of the resulting stablecoin can continue on indefinitely. So, not only does the stablecoin provide the backing for the new coin, like Meta, the DAO coin, but the DAO coin also ensures the stability of the stablecoin, which in turn ensures the stability of the US dollar. So this protocol actually helps the US dollar. It assures that there won't be a decline in the dollar because BUSD is connected with Meta. So it's all this, you know, it's synergy. It's great. It really works great. So let's take a look at Meta. It looks like we're in a bit of a dip right now. We're just coming out of it. So I think this thing is about to take off, and I would look at getting this dip. All right, let's move on to Solana. What we got over here with the Illuminati? See you, Ow, looking at us. So they're trying to do the OHM fork over here, but they had to completely recreate it over here on Solana. So they only are offering a 35,000% APY, so a tenth of the amount that you could get from Metaverse Pro, or you know, remember Jade was at a 4.7 billion% APY. Some of these APYs, when they just get started off for the first day, like at launch, it's like enormous, but then it turns down. So Solana does have a 334-day runway, so it's about a year, so it's pretty solid. So what Solana innovated was dynamic compounding. Yeah, OMG, I'm rebasing. Love to see those rebases. With Solana, it's dynamic, so their vision here was, so Metaverse Pro offered rebasing 24 times a day instead of just the normal 3. Solana, it's dynamic rebasing. You're constantly rebasing the whole time. I think it's something like 1,000 rebases a day, but it's, you just log into your website and you just see it. The numbers going up and up and up is. So yeah, the Sunny Revolution, the DAO for Solana. If you're looking for a place to put your Solana, you can put it there. Yeah, so this Owl is like the ultimate Degen. He's just like looking at his Solana account, like continue to go up like by 32,000% a year. Are you as Degen as this Owl? So their protocol does work and their team is live. They did just burn 66.8 million worth of their IN tokens. And it looked like that's what happened, just right there. It kind of reached down, it hit their backing price, and the protocol kicked in, and they burned 66 million of their tokens, and now it's going back up. So, I mean, it's OHM fork season, so you're probably going to get a good price on all of these. But just, you know, go into the use DEX scanner or trading view or anything, and look at the price before you get in, and just make sure you're not catching a falling knife, you know. And what I do is you look at the red, and then right when the red turns green like this, it looks like kind of a reversal, and it could lead, you know, it looks like it's starting to go up. Or you could look for the doji candle. But I mean, honestly, Solana, F this. Let's go to Wonderland. So over on the Avalanche network is where things start really getting fun. So Wonderland money with their time coin It's definitely the most popular OHM fork ever to hit the blockchain since OlympusDAO, with its market cap at 2.6 billion. I think at one point it might have been like almost more than OlympusDAO, but OlympusDAO keeps growing too with those ether heads over there getting in there. But yeah, Wonderland. So the dude behind this project is the same guy that did Abracadabra and Magic Internet Money, and he's just got a great following. He wants to turn this into an RPG, and he did a live AMA at an Avalanche event, and just got so popular. A lot of people are into this, and it's still kicking out really high APY, 74,000% APY. So it's like you know, about twice as much as Sol Invictus, and people are loving it. So its backing price is $2,103, so it could go all the way down to that price. It's currently at $5,500, so it was super inflated. I think it was hitting like 10K, so it could easily go back up to 10K. But let's say it goes all the way up to 20,000 here. And you just have one. 90 days, you'll have 100 grand. If you just started with a $5,000 investment. Not bad, 100 grand off of 5K, 90 days. In 180 days, you'll have $500,000, potentially 2 Lambos. By the end of the year, 67 potential Lambos. 14 million. But the price will have to go to 20K. So that would be like twice its all-time high. Just saying if you wanted to be the super degen and look at this. But if the price just stayed the same where it was, it'd still be at 4 million. 4 million. The price just has to stay the same. Started with 1. So there, if the price doubles, $7 million. If the price 10x's from here, 37 million. All you need to do is just buy one time $5,000 right now, and if the price 10x's in 1 year, you'll have $37 million. And if you got 2, so why not get 2? If you have 10K or 11K, and let's just say the price 10x's, because we're super degens and we just wanna look for, like, you know, go, oh, like this could happen. Get 340 Lambos, $74 million. All right, so what's the deal with 3-3? Is that really how we can all win if everyone just stakes? That's how we get there. So you can see this is the same exact setup as OlympusDAO. This is an exact fork of OlympusDAO. This is the first biggest fork of OlympusDAO. They just gave it the Wonderland theme. So you can see it works the same way as all the other DAOs. And look at this APY. And see what happens after 200 days. So time is taking a huge dip right now. Like it was all the way up at 10K. So I say it could easily go back in there. It could easily double that, 10x that. It's at like a pretty decent market cap. Could continue to get more. But yeah, so where you want to be careful, you know, not to catch the falling knife. But at the same time, you know, you could get in now and not even worry if it dipped further, because you just are going to 3-3 and stake for a year and see those rewards. Alright, so let's move on to Snowbank. this is the project that like wanted to take the fork and really just be the bank, the decentralized reserve currency for Avalanche, and not necessarily have this weird like kind of Wonderland RPG game associated with it. But we'll see kind of like, you know, what happened is without that kind of community that Wonderland had, I think kind of, you know, people started minting right away, which immediately lowered the price. And then there might have been some people that had some bots up there with some like, you know, stop loss sell orders that immediately started coming in and sniping out the orders, and then it just kind of fell from there. But right now it's at its backing. I mean, it's just right above its backing. It just hit its backing, 491. It's up to SB price. So I mean, if you can get any of these as close to the floor as you can, I think that's a really great buy. So I'm looking at this as seeing like a protocol that works. It came down here and it hit its backing, and right there you see that's where the protocol like bought up again. And so you can just like get in here at the floor and start earning those rebases. And with a current reward yield of 0.7929%, which is a great reward yield. If you just buy one at $527, and it just, the price stays the same. It's still right here around the floor, around $527 in 365 days. You'll have 3 million. 14 potential Lambos. Crazy good deal. So if you just buy one now and the price 10x's and it's goes up to $5,000, you know, it's good. Your potential return would be $30 million. And if you put 2 in and at 10x, then you'd have 60 million. So now I want to talk to you about something that is so wow, so amaze, much APY, want stake, very golden, so metaverse, such DAO, mint, MidasDAO, the decentralized reserve currency. We aim to build currency based on bonding and protocol-owned liquidity concept. Each CROWN token is backed by a basket of assets, giving it an intrinsic value that it cannot fall below. We know this concept. So consider this an Olympus on steroids, with a steady flow of revenue from metaverse, P2E gaming, yield aggregators, interest-bearing tokens, and other investments. We are determined to build an anti-fragile treasury that will thrive in any market condition. So it's the metaverse gaming yield aggregator interest-bearing token DAO on Avalanche, MidasDAO. So the current CROWN price is only $125.16, and its backing is $52, so it's just a little over double. Not bad, with a market cap of only 7,654,000. We'll see how fast that grows, but check out this APY, 362 million. So it's not like Jade's 4.8 billion that it had, or whatever it is. You'll have to keep logging back in and checking in and checking on these APYs. And you can go to stake 2 and you can see the 5-day ROI. That's important to look at. So it can sustain this APY of 362 million for 101 days. It's already indexed 1.34 times. Midas! Divine Beast. When this card is played, the player immediately wins the game, and SP mods lose their stuff. So let's check out the calendar here. Let's see if you get 10 of these bad boys. Let's drop $1,200 here. In 101 days, that's the time of the runway, so this is kind of what we can expect. And the price stays the same. You'll get 652 crown worth $81,000. Basically able to turn $1,249 to $81,546 in just 101 days. So in 365 days, is that 4,515,444,646.88. 20,524 Lambos. Off of a $1,200 investment, so the price would need to stay the same, and that APY would have to continue for 365 days, and we don't know it can do that. We only think the APY can sustain for 100 days, and then I don't know, it depends on if we get more backing in the treasury. The APY could go up. I've seen it go up and down. So these things can deflate and then they can inflate again because they're an invincible protocols. They essentially cannot die. So we'll see movement, and it'll be interesting to track these. So so if the price 10x's, then you'd have $44,845,466,462. That's the super degen baller strat. And if you only had one and it 10x'd, you'd still have $4,484,546,646 just with an initial investment of $124. So if this project like really gets lit and people put a lot in their treasury, maybe they can sustain that APY. Maybe it can go even higher. So just purely the most degen speculation of all time, I think. So let's say if the future crown price totally crashes, it goes down to its floor at $52, which it very might. We know the APY can sustain for 101 days if the runway on the dashboard is telling the truth. So in this case, our $124 investment would turn into $3,393. So not bad, you know, take it. Why not? It's like a $3,000 off of just $100. Do that all day. Alright, so this literally just launched, and you can get in at $125 before it starts to take off. What do you say? Not financial advice. Just take a look at where it's at when you're looking at it. And come and stake! Stay staked. 3-3, bro. Come and stay staked. 3-3 with me, bro. So also on Avalanche, we have Life. Now we like Life because Life is done by the folks over at Tomb Finance, and you know, they're from the Fantom chain. We love the Fantom chain, and Tomb was probably one of the most successful projects over on Fantom this past year. So we like the Tomb team. So if they're doing this Life project over here on Avalanche, we want to see what's up. We want to get involved. They have this ridiculous APY that I don't know what number it is. It's 40 gajillion 662 fibillion 946 gajillion 55 billion 399. I just made up all those numbers, but it's like 4 commas past a billion. So we'll see where it goes with this. The runway can only sustain itself for 30 days, and the price is about 4 or 5 times above the backing price, so it could go all the way down to $36. So it's just a $5 million market cap. This is literally like brand new. It just came out like a couple of days ago. So if you got one of these with the current APY, and we go for the 30 days, your $182 would turn into 1,779 days if it hit the floor price. So it goes all the way down to the floor, which we know like a lot of these do, and then the APY. So we'll just look at 30 days, since let's see if you got 5. It's like a $911 investment. You could turn that into $45,000. Not bad. So just slip 1,000 in there, come out with 45 grand. It's pretty lit. That's if the price stays the same. So you come back and the price is the same. If you just put 1 in there and the price stayed the same, get $182, bring it up to 9,000 in 30 days. And what if the price 10x in 30 days? Then like you got 5 of them, so like $900, you'd come out with $449,000. If it 10x's in 30 days, you would have $500,000 with a under $1,000 investment. So possible. Will it happen? The Degen might think so. So this thing literally just launched. It's just taken off. I think it could be a really cool project. So people wanted to know what's going on the Polygon chain. If you got some MATIC that you don't know what to do with, I want to introduce you to Otterclam. This cute little Otterclam, he can take your MATIC and get some clams for you. And they got a $5 million market cap here. And they just came out with their CLAM2. It's only 37 bucks, just a little over their backing price of $23. And let's see, their runway is 122 days, and their APY is at 384,000. So not bad. Let's see if you got one of these. Say you picked up 10 clams for $372 in the length of their runway, which is 122 days, and it hits its floor price of $23. You'd have $9,555 off of so $9,555 is 72%. So your $372 would turn into $3,596. Looks like CLAM2 just came out, so I don't have the CLAM1 chart, but CLAM2 it's just getting started down here at its floor. If you want to get on some clammies. Let's head over to the Cronos chain and let's see what's happening on Crow. Because a lot of people are coming in off of crypto.com, and they got their Crow, and they're like, what do we do with their Crow? They're going to come over to FortuneDAO, and they're going to put it in this Blackhole. So you can get a fort here at FortuneDAO for $200. Its market cap is at 4.5 billion, so it's got a pretty big market cap already. This thing's getting pretty popular. People like their Crow. People are using crypto.com, and everyone that goes to crypto.com is going to get marketed to come into FortuneDAO. And they got this runway here, 295 days, not bad. It's almost all year for their 30,000% APY. So it's not the highest APY. Just like Otterclam, it's 384,000% APY. Maybe it's gone down since then. To look at it. Yeah, current 370,000. FortuneDAO's only got 30,000. But they got this black hole. So you can come in here and take advantage of these auto farms, where I guess when you stake, the protocol might generate more APY for you. So it looks like this this auto farm down here, DAI USDT, you can get 18% APR. So it's like you get bonus auto farms on top of your staking rewards. Could be interesting. So you get one of these and it drops to its floor price in 295 days, which is its runway. $200 would turn into $8,342. So you're trying to become Matt Damon in this. I guess Matt Damon's got like $170 million or something. So if you got 5 of these bad boys and it hit its floor, that's like $1,000. You would end up with $41,000 in 295 days. And if the price stays the same, that $1,000 investment would be $104,000. If the price 10x's, that same $1,000 would be worth $1 million in 295 days. So they have a little bit of roadmap here. I guess that's cool. They're like got some things planned. So Fort has had a pretty good run, starting off this past couple weeks. So don't catch the falling knife here. It looks it could continue to dip and test its floor, or it could just skyrocket and people, it could just take off and keep going to the moon. What do you think is going to happen with all these projects? Please share. This is the Crypto Fire chat, so if you guys aren't chatting along, make sure you're writing comments. Tell me which of these DAOs you like. Ask any questions you want. I want to know which of these projects do you think is going to take off? Which are going to be the most popular? Which ones do you want to get involved with? So let's head over to the Fantom chain. The biggest market cap of any DAO on Fantom is going to be Hector DAO at $134 million market cap. So the current price is $124, and it's just right above its backing price there at $89. So just floating right above, super close to its backing. So what's cool about Hector DAO and why it's so popular is that it's coming out with its Hector Bank and Hector Pro. So most of these DAOs are still in phase 1, which is assets go into the treasury and they don't come out, and they establish their treasury. Then phase 2 is they offer this liquidity as a service. So they come out with borrowing and lending, or being able to have protocols own their own liquidity, participating in auto yield farms. So we like that we see these banks, Hector coming out with his own bank and its professional service coming out. So it's cool, definitely bullish signal for Hector being the leader DAO on Fantom. And it's got a 195.8 day runway available. So let's see, if you get one HEC and it drops down to its floor price in the time of the runway, 195 days, we'll have $6,890. If you get 8 of them, so you put in about $1,000, that would turn into $55,000 if it hit its floor price. $1,000 into $55,000. Yes, please. Sounds enticing, right, Degen? So if the price stays the same, then $1,000 investment would get you $76,000. If the price 10x's, then you'd have $763,904. And you could get 3 Tesla Roadsters. So let's look at where HEC is at. It just looks like it finished its dump, hit its floor, and is on the rebound. You can get a HEC right now for $103, right above its floor price. Those Tesla Roadsters are pretty badass, right? So next in line is Spaticus. You can see its risk-free value of treasury assets, $50,885,692. So nobody's messed around here at Spaticus, and I think, you know, the Spartans are going to keep fighting those Trojan Hectorians. You know, they're going to keep on like dueling it out for superiority on Fantom, and I think that's great. I think they both deserve a chance. So Spaticus coming out with Spaticadabra, clone of Abracadabra. So hopefully we can do some money borrowing, lending, get some cool, you know, be able to take our staked assets and then use them as collateral to borrow against them. So their APY here is 257,000, just under the 300,000 of Hectors. They've got a total value deposited of $67 million. Not messing around here. So Spaticadabra unlocks yield-bearing assets and conjures magic stablecoin Lambda. How does it work? Provide yield-bearing crypto assets as collateral, borrow magic stablecoin Lambda, swap Lambda to other crypto assets. So here we're taking a look at SPA. It's continuing to dip, and just it's really right at its floor. Like, I don't think you could ever get a better price on SPA right now. If it's I don't know if it's gonna like die and get buried underneath its floor, where they're gonna have to do something, but if they're coming out with Spaticadabra, I don't think their protocol can die. So great time to get in, I think, to all of these when they're just like right at their floor. So Fantom is coming in at a $24 million market cap, and what it's doing is acting as a bridge. So it's the DAO for the Fantom bridge, and you can bridge over using MoonRiver. So you can use Fantom with your MoonRiver, and I think that's great. Bringing more people into Fantom, because Fantom is kind of a tricky chain to get onto. So you need a good bridge with plenty of liquidity for people to bridge onto Fantom. So here we go. I think it looks like it's coming into its reversal as well. It could easily shoot above its all-time high of, you know, almost $600. But you know, as long as Bitcoin's still dumping, I still think these coins like might have some time to get in. Any of these projects. So I don't know if we want to talk about Pumpkin, but Pumpkin's just like the meme DAO on Fantom, and it's got this ridiculous APY of like 1.6 million. But the market cap is only $321,000 with just $37,000 in its treasury balance, and it can only hold that APY for 34 days. There's the pump price; it's only back $5, and it's all the way up at $45 right now. So I don't know. You want to pump it? Might get shamed for like bringing pump into this discussion, but you know, you just get one pump and then you let it like, you know, dingle around down there at that 1.6 APY. You come back, check in on it at Halloween, and you see how your pump's doing. I don't know, for $30-40, just get one of these. You know, it looks like, you know, it's pretty much like at its floor, and it looks like it's starting to pump a little bit. So I don't know. It's like the coin's called Pump. Like, I mean, you think like people just want to pump it because it's called Pump? Like, do people like memes? I mean, it's pretty much like, you know, it's like a useless DAO, except that, you know, people like pumpkins, and like there's like a cool picture of a little owl there in a cemetery, but who knows? Maybe you just buy one pump, forget about it for 10 years, come back and look at it, see what happens. So let's look at the Harmony network, because this is my favorite chain, and you know, I think, you know, everyone can get along with the fastest, cheapest chain there is. And So they get this project Euphoria with their market cap at 129 million, and this is the DAO for the second largest decentralized exchange on the Harmony network, Viper Swap. And I was initially like, I'm kind of afraid of snakes, but I think what Harmony is all about is just being in harmony with everyone. So I don't know, maybe it's okay that there's a snake in the garden. Maybe we still can have a place for a decentralized exchange for the Vipers. So we're way like five times the backing price, at $800 above a $183 backing price. But the APY is 857,000, so that's a lot. And the treasury balance here, they got 37 million locked in there. They have their market cap right on here. They're ranked 399 market cap, so not bad. Doing well, building up the reserve currency for the Viper exchange on Harmony Network. So they just they're just kind of like coming off of a little mini bull run. They've the price got all the way down to around 640. Now it's up to around 742. And I don't know, this is another one where you might want to watch for the falling daggers, because like I'm saying, all of these right now are kind of testing the floor. So they want to test to see, like, is it going to go all the way down to this floor, or are people going to run in and be like, you know what, I want that reward now. I want to get that reward now in like, a year from now. I want to start building that up, and I'm okay with the price going down a little bit now, because I just want to get in 3-3 and stake and just check in on a year from now. So I mean, if you're okay with the price going down a little bit, I think that's kind of the whole idea, is the price doesn't matter. So yeah, let's pull out and look at WAGMI a little bit more. We all gonna make it. Why not? We all gonna make it. So Elon Musk actually said this, jumping towards the ODAO. So I mean, ODAO is like the memeiest degen coin of them all. This is actually our grand finale. This will be the last one we'll go through, because this is the smallest market cap on the smallest market cap chain. So we're sitting here at just 18 million. So if you like getting involved in small market cap projects, because they pretty much have the biggest potential returns. The ODAO price is at an all-time low of $2,164. I think it might even be dipping below 2,000 around here. We'll see if it goes all the way down to its backing price of $498, if it hits its floor or not, or if people are just deciding they want to buy it now and it's low enough. But with an APY of 125,177,599.3%, definitely not messing around here with 162 runway days at least. And what I see with most of these runways is the runways just keep going up and up. It's not like the runways tick down every day. It's growing with the treasury. As long as it says the treasury's growing, the runway's growing too. So if you just get one of these bad boys and you stake it for some Oxy, you're paying $2,165 right now. And at the time of the runway, 162 days, and the price stays the same at $2,165, you'll have $1.1 million, 5 potential Lambos. All the price has to do is stay the same and it gets to its runway. Buy one of these now, $1 million. So what if the price goes all the way down to its floor price by that time, $496? Well, then you'd have a cool $250,000. 2,000 in, 2,100 in now, $250,000, 162 days from now, the length of the runway. If the future ODAO market price goes down to its floor, you could get a Lambo. You could pay $2,169 for a Lambo in 162 days. And you could get 46 Lambos. You have $10 million. That was actually if the price 2x'd. Now at the price 10x, you'd have 110
436 Lambos, which equates to 2,429,000,000. No, it's 24 billion. Yeah, bro, this thing's broken, man. It's so crazy. Once it gets into like the billions, I'm like. So I put up the Bollinger Bands here because I'm super bullish on this project, and I just want to see people to see how big the return is right now. We're at like $2,000. This thing could easily go up to $12,000 right there in that Bollinger range. So super bullish on this project. Love the ODAO community, and I think they have the potential to be the biggest DAO on the Harmony network. Yeah, so you see that red in the charts. So when you pull the red shirt move, it's definitely where I'm at. Sorry, Bitcoin. One other project that's kind of on my radar I'm looking at is OneDAO. Don't know too much about it or what's going on with it, but it's an interesting project, so I just wanted to give a shout out to it. Maybe might be looking more into that in the future. And MagNetDAO just came out with its they just finished their whitelisting project, so it's going to be coming out soon, so we're going to be looking out for that. And that's the end of the show. I want to thank you for hanging out with me and going through this. I wanted to do something a little more in-depth for you. So hopefully, you know, a little bit more of how not to degen. We want to look at, you know, what is the total value locked in the project? You know, what's the TVL? What's the market cap at? Let's take a look at the charts, and let's try to be safe and smart with our decisions. Or do we want to just like degen into things and be like, oh, you're gonna make $1 million and just like put all the money in you can? Like, I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to be do you like to be a degen? Are you a degen? Tell me in the comments down below. Let me know what your favorite DAO is. Which project are you most enthusiastic about? Which one of these decentralized currencies do you want to participate in? Let me know what you think. By the way, like, I think your health is really important too. I wear these silver clothing to protect me from electromagnetic radiation, and it's antibacterial, and I get silver everything. So if you like silver clothing, I got an affiliate link down below. You can check out Lambs and dress in silver. It's like the most awesome thing to wear ever. It protects you, never gets sick. And speaking of like all the sickness and stuff that's going around out there, I stay super healthy with taking this carbon 60. It keeps me super healthy, gives me energy, vitality, vigor, improves my performance. It's a great detox. There's other things you can use to detox with Ascent Nutrition, because I really want my community to stay healthy so that you can enjoy your wealth. Like, you know, don't kill yourselves out there. Stay healthy, be safe, make intelligent decisions. Don't be a degen, or, you know, maybe be a degen and tell me how it goes for you. I appreciate you. Stay safe and smart, and I'll see you on the next one.